They are making a difference on 938 Live.
In producing They Are Making a Difference, I've learned that actually creating positive change comes in many, many forms. When policies are created or changed, when people raise their voices with reasonable opposition. And then there are those who go straight to the ground and touch the people who have been affected adversely or are in need of guidance and help. Serina Rahman's story of her efforts to educate the kids of Tanjung Kupang in Johor about their own coastal habitat is extraordinary. In the first of a two-part special on They Are Making a Difference, we learn of the project, how it started, and the difficulties it's facing now.
Basically, it was a program that was teaching fishermen's children about the local habitats, training them as habitat experts, and they were doing scientific monitoring of the area, and then using that knowledge to become ecotourism guides. So that way they kind of got alternative incomes, they had a new look into what they could do in the future, and the community also got empowered through some economic benefits and more conservation awareness.
Would that not take them away from their primary source of income, which is fishing, though?
Yeah, but that area is, do you know, it's right under the second link bridge between Singapore and Malaysia. So it's an area that's already surrounded by industry, ports, live firing. There's all kinds of things happening there. So the fishing is actually going down to a point where now it's pretty much close to zero unless they go out all the way to the Indonesian border. So what they really needed was a way of coping with change, because this whole area is slated for development. So they were going to lose their fishing habitats anyway, and fishing is no longer a viable income. But the kids there, because of this, they couldn't be fishermen, but all they wanted to be were like guards, factory workers. They wanted to grow up and marry a customs officer. They wanted to be a soccer player. They dropped out of school, they became cleaners. So they needed to see that, they were capable of doing a lot more, and they needed to see what was beyond their village. Just let them know that there are options and they're not just going to suffer and die because they're losing everything.
With the whole area going through development, though, as ecotourism guides, will they have a future to be ecotourism guides?
So when I started the thing, it was 2009. So we still had our habitats then. So between 2009 and essentially this year, they had enough knowledge, and there's quite a lot of habitat. There was seagrass, there's mangroves, there is a Ramsar site that is nearby. And so they were able to guide people over these 4 or 5 years, and they got some alternative income, they got, the conservation awareness that I wanted them to get. Unfortunately now, at this very minute, the area is being reclaimed for development. So they've lost the biggest seagrass bed that they're working on, and it's harder to get to the other seagrass bed that they always do their monitoring. But the thing is, because of their 5 years experience with the program, they now want to go into the fisheries department, or they want to go into forestry. They want to finish school and study science. They want to go and work in marine somewhere. They want to do conservation education. So at least they feel like they can do more. Because of the program, they were able to leave the village for short periods of time for field trips. They were invited up to the universities in KL to give talks. So it made them open their eyes and made them believe that they could go a lot further. So yes, it would take away from their fishing, their traditional sources of income, but that source of income is gone now.
I'm assuming the project is not ongoing anymore.
Well, we are deciding what to do with it. Since 2012, we've opened replicate sites in Fraser's Hill and Kuala Selangor, which is nearer KL. And so these kids have been going out to these areas to train other kids and to inspire other kids just by sharing what they know. There are groups in Pontian, which is slightly further away, that also want to set up this club. So the options are really, we're trying to figure that out. Whether, the kids should continue as trainers, which I think they should because they have that knowledge, and we should try and help support them either through school or to get into jobs that are related to the field. But for the minute, with what's happening there, they can't do anything because the seagrass is gone, the mangroves are being cut down. So within the immediate habitat, there's a lot less. There are smaller rivers that they could still guide people in. There's still an island that has not yet been reclaimed. So there is that, possibly to the end of the year. And then we'll have to see how. And they're all growing up anyway, because when I started with them, some of them were like primary 6, primary 5, And now they're like Form 4, Form 5. So they're finishing school, they need to get jobs. So time has come. It's been 5 years.
Serina Rahman there talking about her journey in Tanjung Kupang in Johor. Tomorrow we'll learn about Serina's own background and how it brought her to this project. This has been They Are Making a Difference. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daphne Lim.
They are making a difference on 938 Live.